For this evening's first race. Condition trot at 1 mile, a purse at $2,000. First half of the early double exact trifecta wagering. This is the Down Under Challenge. Scratch the 5, Sycamore Molly Sick. Drivers change on the 7, Panjandrum Hanover. The driver is George Bonomo, being led to the post by outrider Kathy Hawk. The 1 is Little Beans, owned by David Ehrenberg II of Westerville, Ohio, trained by Robert Yenman with Dave Ehrenberg II. Well, the 2 is Toss the Dice, owned and trained by John Melsheimer of Zanesville, Ohio, with Timothy Vence. The 3 is Always Playing Tag, owned by the Hatfield Stables of Columbus, Ohio, trained by Milton Smith with Bud Hatfield. The 4 is Rachel Nancy. The lessee is also the trainer Connie Molnar of Ashley, Ohio, with Steve Phillips. The 5, Sycamore Molly is out sick. The 6, John T. Burt and Me, owned by Westgate Motors Incorporated of Columbus, Ohio, trained by Bob Chapman with Raymond Urike. The 7, Panjandrum Hanover, owned and trained by Joe Varga of Sugar Creek, Ohio, with George Bonomo up. Enter the outside of the 8, Overnight Air, owned by Roger Bartley and Roger Bartley Jr., both of Ohio, trained by Roger Bartley Jr., George Simon, and the Sulky. That's the field for the first race. The Down Under Challenge. Scratch the 5, Sycamore Molly Sick. First half of the early double exact is in tries. Well, the gate swings into the back stretch, and there they go. This field is in motion. They're all fan-trotting at the Down Under Challenge and stepping out of there for the lead. There goes Always Playing Tag and Bud Hatfield. Out of the outside of there, that's John T. Burt and Me. From the rail, Little Beans is coming away, racing into angle of the pylons. In third will be John T. Burt and Me. Away in fourth there, that is Toss the Dice. Got to the outside, racing in fifth. That is Rachel Nancy. Sixth on the inside, Panjandrum Hanover in seventh, and trailing the field off stride here. That is Overnight Air. As they step around to the opening quarter came and went in 29 2/5, and driving on by the stands for the first time and heading on down to the half. On top, Always Playing Tag and Bud Hatfield out there on the point, leading it by 2. Into the inside, Little Beans is trotting in second. Along the rail, John T. Burt and Me trots in third. A gap at 2 and 4th, Toss the Dice. 5th on the inside, Panjandrum Hanover. 6th to the outside, Rachel Nancy. And 7th and trailing, Overnight Air. Back down trotting there as they trot around the clubhouse, turn in front of the paddock and on over to the half. They're going to reach the half here. They're halfway home, 59 seconds flat. Off the turn and driving down the backside. Heads are pointed towards 3/4, being led by Always Playing Tag and Bud Hatfield on the point, leading it here by some 6.5, 7 lengths. To the inside, John T. Burt and Me is now closing in second. Little Beans could not go on from third. Outside racing in third now as they step towards the 3/4 mile mark of the race. That's Toss the Dice. At the rail, racing in fourth, Panjandrum Hanover. Outside racing in 5, Rachel Nancy. 6th and backing up still, Little Beans. 7th and sliding through, that is Overnight Air. They went 3/4 and 1/30 and 4/5, and Always Playing Tag is bottoming out this field here and is opened up by 7.5, 8 lengths. The closest one is John T. Burt and Me as they turn to the top of Power Alley. Less than an eighth of a mile to go, and down the stretch they come with the Down Under Challenge, and on top, Always Playing Tag is making it look easy this evening as they roll within the final 16th. Always Playing Tag, and Bud Hatfield is going to win the Down Under Challenge here at Scioto Downs. Finishing seconds, the 6, John T. Burt and Me is going to be very close for third. Photo for show, down with about 2:02 and 4/5. Always Playing Tag, gate to wire. Official, the 3, Always Playing Tag, returning 260, 240, 280. Second, the 6, John T. Burt and Me, 340, 340. Third of the 4, Rachel Nancy, 380. The 3-6 exact is worth $15.80, while the 3-6-4 try is worth $104.40. Stepping trackside of the winner's circle, the winner of the first race, the Down Under Challenge, timed in 2:02 and 4/5, going gate to wire here for the 4th win in 2004. Here's the 3, Always Playing Tag. A 4-year-old bay getting by world champion Tagliabue, out of a Sacramento mare, always the 1. Owned by the Hatfield Stables of Columbus, Ohio, trained by Milton Smith. Nicely handled here this evening by winning driver Bud Hatfield. The 3, Always Playing Tag and Bud Hatfield take the Down Under Challenge, gate to wire in 2:02 and 4/5. Track and pretty the post for this evening's second race. A condition pace at 1 mile, purse of $4,500. Second half of the early double, exactas and tries. A field of 6, no changes. Free-legged pacer, the 1, Candyland, owned by Richard Elwood of Lancaster, Ohio, trained by Rick Hartman with Bill Long Jr. The 2 is Matt in America, owned in partnership by Joyce Winter and Dreamer Morgan, both of the Buckeye State, trained by Virgil Morgan Jr. with Scioto Downs leading driver Brett Miller. The 3 is Tracy Lou, owned and trained by Harley Dwayne Jolliffe of Richwood, Ohio, with Dave Rapine. The 4 is Lively Character by Burke Churchill and Burke. They're of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, trained by Mickey Burke Sr., Bob Harper. The 5 is Sweet Savannah, owned and trained by Myron Brown of Arcanum, Ohio, with Ace Nicehonger up. Into the outside of the 6, Free Dream, owned by Sharma Kuchbach of Chillicothe, Ohio, trained by Jerry Kuchbach with a K-Man, Kane Kaufman, Ian Hersalke. That's the field for the second race. And they're getting set for a start. This field is in motion. Being sent on their way. They're all fan pacing and driving out of there from the outside. There goes Lively Character. In between them is Tracy Lou driving through from the pylons. Matt in America. Away and forth from the rail. That is Candyland. Angle to the pylons in 5. Sweet Savannah. And 6th and last. That is Free Dream. As they wheel by the opening 8th and roll over to the opening quarter. And Lively Character, but not for long. As Brett Miller rolls Matt in America with the outside tier, taking the lead as they race around the first turn. Matt in America on top. Lively Character will be content to sit in that garden spot in 2. Their opening quarter was in 29 and 3/5. On the inside, Tracy Lou is right there racing in 3rd, watching over the top pair. 4th on the inside, Candyland. 5th on the inside, Sweet Savannah. And 6th and trailing the field, that is Free Dream as they roll under the wire with less than 5/8 of a mile to travel into the clubhouse turn. On top of the field, Matt in America with the lead here. Into the inside, Lively Character is right there, nose to helmet, racing in 2. Tracy Lou is yet to strike in 3rd. 4th, that is Candyland. 5th is Sweet Savannah, and 6th and trailing the field, Free Dream. They're halfway home in a moderate 59 seconds flat. Off the turn and driving down the backside of their long journey towards 3/4 has begun now, and up top, Matt in America with the lead here to the inside, and Lively Character in 2. First up on the outside in 3rd. Here comes Tracy Lou to tackle the leader here. Outside racing in 4th, that is Candyland, who's trying to catch the cover flow there. 5th on the inside, Sweet Savannah, and 6th and trailing the field, Free Dream. They're wheeling by 3/4 and 1:27 and 4/5. They'll pace the final turn and head for home, and Matt in America with a lead here. Tracy Lou, the hard-hitting mare, still there, still coming to her. Into the inside, Lively Characters awaiting the passing lane as they turn to the top of Heartbreak Lane. Less than an 1/8 of a mile to go, and down the stretch they come, and Matt in America with a lead here, but she surrendered it to Tracy Lou, who looked her in the eye and is going on by, but Lively Character is up the inside and Candyland on the outside. Tracy Lou holding sway here. Candyland to go second. Lively Character was third at the time of the mile, 1:56 and 4/5. Tracy Lou back to winning ways. Tracy Lou, a 4-year-old bay mare by Park Place out of a Tyler B mare neighboring, owned and trained by Harley Dwayne Jolliffe of Ridgewood, Ohio. Nicely handled here this evening by winning driver Dave Rapine. The 3, Tracy Lou and Dave Rapine, 156 and 4. Now your official winner, returning $463, $83. Second, the 1, Candyland, $7, $440. Third of the 4, Lively Character, $420. The early double, a pair of 3s will get you $7.80, while the 3-1 Exacta is worth $36.20, and the 3-1-4 try, $147.80. For the third race, condition trotters are stepping onto the track. A trot of 1 mile, a purse of $2,800, exact trifecta wagering. A field of 10 to go to the post here. Please note the 4, Bright Connection, a first-time Lasix medication user and a driver's change on the 8 time to speak. Kane Kaufman, the 10 striking goal, will score from the second tier. Number 1 is Vic's Asleep, owned in partnership by Pacey Mindlin and Ken Cohen, both of the Buckeye State, trained by Sam Coven with Jeff Felt, the pilot. Number 2 is Grand Louise Guy, home with a T. Cody Trust to Hilliard, Ohio, trained by Robert Del Bianco with Bob Harper. The 3, Sunday's Angel, owned and trained by Myron Brown of Arcanum, Ohio, with Jeff Ace Nicehonger. The 4, Bright Connection, owned in partnership by Neil and Alvin Long of Ohio, trained and driven by Jim Daly. The 5 is Hello Papa, owned by Mona Almond and Collins of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, trained and driven by Dean Collins. The 6 is Striking Sabrina. The lessee is also the trainer, Jack Daly of Jamestown, Ohio, with Sandy Beatty up. The 7, Sandy Crown, owned by Alfred Skirler and Robert Stewart of Ohio, trained by Tom Breakerhoff with Dave Myers. The 8, Time to Speak, owned by Home Stock Farm of Millersburg, Ohio, trained by Dean Beachy with the K-Man, Kane Kaufman. For the outside of the 9, Duck This, owned by Michael Klingler of Lima, Ohio, trained and driven by Harold Dick. And for the second tier, number 10, Striking Goal, owned by Russell Herr and James Woodward of Groveport, Ohio, trained by Danny Collins, Brett Miller, and Hersalke. That's the field for the third race.
And a special thanks to the club here, Scioto Downs, for allowing me the opportunity to once again call a race here in the US of A. So they head down towards the start point. 1 mile, and away they go. And getting the best of the start was Bright Connection in the early stages, and it charges to the lead. It'll be tracked out by Sunday's Angel in second spot. Moving forward also is Hello Papa to be in a nice handy position in third. Moving forward on the outside, next is Striking Sabrina. They'd be followed further back in the field. Over on the inside is Grandiose Sky as they come around the turn on their first occasion. One moving up on the outside of Grandiose Sky is Duck This as they head up towards the turn, and they come into the straight with just over a lap to go. Further back in the field, Vix Asleep is back in the field now, and well back also as they come down the straight from the second tier draw was Striking Goal. So down towards the judge they come now with just over a lap left to travel here in the 1 mile trot, the third on the program, and Bright Connection takes it up. It's Bright Connection, the leader by 2 from Sunday's Angel in second spot. Moving forward on the outside now is Hello Papa as they head out into the back now, followed around and behind these 3 back on the markers then is Striking Sabrina. As they head into the back, it'll be followed round by Duck This, then 2 lengths away to Grandiose Sky. Well back is Sandy Crown, who's only got a couple behind it. As they head down the back, Time to Speak is one of those, and last of all is Vix Asleep. Oh, there's one even further back. So the sectionals forgot about those as they head down towards the next now, and they go over towards about the 450 metres mark, and the leaders are having a great duel. And now Hello Papa. Hello Papa's worked round to take over from Bright Connection in second spot, and they've got away the 2 leaders. They lead by 5 lengths. Then third position under a bit of pressure now is Sunday's Angel, then Duck This. Further back in the field is Striking Sabrina, but around the corner they come. They've got just under 250 metres left to go, and Hello Papa. Hello Papa dashed away by 4 lengths, is looking extra good here. In second position as they come down is Bright Connection, but it's all Hello Papa, and Hello Papa's going to absolutely cruise home here. Bright Connection will run second. Duck This will take up the third spot. The winner's time of 1:59.2. Back at the head of the field after the running of the third event on the program, the winner number 5, Hello Papa, and a comprehensive winner he was too. He's a 6-year-old bay gelding by Arnie's Exchange from Gene T, raced by M.L. Almond and W.F. Collins from Fort Lauderdale in Florida. And the trainer and successful driver as well was Dean Collins. Hello Papa, the winner of race number 3 here at Scioto Downs. Scioto Downs.
This evening's 4th race, condition pace at 1 mile, purse at $3,500. Kicking the early pick 3 off, exact trifecta wagering. A race sponsored by the Chillicothe First Capital Rotary Club. Scratch the 5 Disney Pan Sick. Note the 8 Mary Lou Can Do, a first-time Lasix medication user. Field of 8. They are the parading pacers. The 1 is Park 'em Out Missy, owned by Gary Adams of Circleville, Ohio, trained by Jerry Kuchbach with a K-Man, Kane Kaufman. Here's the 2. Here Comes Cammy, owned by Gilmore, Rogers, and Batchy Jr. They're of Ohio and Florida, trained and driven by Rick Heitman. The 3, Sandman's Impact, owned and trained by Ronald Gillerman of Sardinia, Ohio, with Jeff Ace Nicehonger. The 4, Ginger Water, owned with the Eagle Country Stables Incorporated of Olivet, Michigan, trained by George Anthrop, with Dean Collins. The 5, Disney Pan, is out sick. Number 6, Usually Jovial, home with the Big Hat Stable, up Brantford, Ohio, trained by Steve Livingston with Ryan Goldenhand Stall. Number 7, There's a Story to It, owned by Patricia French, 11 in Ohio, trained by Sam Coven with Chip Noble. The 8, Mary Lou Can Do, owned in partnership by Davis, King, and Gray. They're all of the Buckeye State, trained by Brandon Piggott with Bob Harper. And for the outside of the 9, Cheshire Kitty, owned in partnership by Mondillo, Pica, and Robinson. They're all of Ohio, trained by Delvin Criswell with Ron Steck in Herselke. That's the field for the 4th race as we welcome Chillicothe First Capital Rotary Club, kicking off the early pick 3, Exactas in tries. Scratch the 5. Stretch, and they're getting set for a start. Fieldy in motion. Bing sent on their way. They're all fan pacing and firing out for the lead. There goes Sandman's Impact right alongside Ginger Water. Driving up from the rail, there's Parkabout Missy. 4 wide to join the fray. That is Cheshire Kitty, who's being angled in now. Way in 4th, that is Here Comes Cammy. 5th to the inside. That is, as they race around the first turn and over to the opening quarter, Cheshire Kitty, 6th on the inside, Usually Jovial, followed in 7th by There's a Story to It, and 8th and trailing the field of Mary Lou Can Do, as they race by the opening quarter and a spirited 28 and 1/5, and Parkabout Missy the K-Man here on the point, leading it by a length and a quarter. To the inside, Here Comes Cammy, comes away racing in 2. 3rd on the inside, Ginger Water, left out in 4th there, that is Sandman's Impact. 5th is Cheshire Kitty, 6th is Usually Jovial under the cover flow there, 7th that is There's a Story to It, and a gap of 2, and 8th and trailing Mary Lou Can Do as they high step around the clubhouse turn in front of the paddock and on over to the half. Up top, Parkabout Missy on the point here, leading it by a length and a quarter as they reach the half in 58 and 1/5. A second quarter there at 30 seconds flat. Off the turn and driving down the backside. Fillies and mares' heads are pointed towards 3/4, being led by Parkabout Missy and the K-Man here. To the inside, Ginger Water is right there, or Here Comes Cammy is right there, nose to helmet in 2. Sent first over on the outside, still hung in 3rd. That is Sandman's Impact, and swung up 3 wide from the back of the pack with a backside bull rush. Here's Mary Lou Can Do, and Mary Lou Can Do is rolling right on here. 3/4 and 1/28 and 3/5. They'll pace the final turn and head for home, and on top of the field on the outside, Mary Lou Can Do, but battling back at the rail, Parkabout Missy. To the inside in 3rd and angled off the cones there. That's Here Comes Cammy, outside in 4th, Usually Jovial to the top of the stretch. Less than an 1/8 of them how to pace, and they're on their way home. Driving through Power Alley. Up top, Mary Lou Can Do. Parkabout Missy way down low. Ginger Water is rushing onto the scene, but at the wire, Mary Lou Can Do in front. Second to the mile, the 2, Here Comes Cammy. 3rd was the 4, Ginger Water. Down to the mile, 157 and 1/5. Mary Lou Can Do. Indeed she can at 11 to 1. 6th win in 2004, the 7th win of her career. A 3-year-old bay filly by Matt Can Do out of a Nobleland Sam Mare. Gwynnie Pooh, owned in partnership by Davis, King, and Gray. They're all of the Buckeye State, trained by Brandon Piggott. Nicely handled here this evening by winning driver Bob Harper. The 8, Mary Lou Can Do, 157 and 1/5, returning $24.87, $24. Second, the 2, Here Comes Cammy, $5.40, $3.40. Third of the 4, Ginger Water, $6 even. The 8-2 Exacta is worth $195.60. The 8-2-4 Try is worth $820.60. Like Kerry McGuire of Franklin, Ohio, trained by Chris McGuire with Jim Daly. The 2 is Try Flying By, owned and trained by Lady Merriman of Northfield, Ohio, with Jack Daly at the lines. The 3, Pure Cadillac, owned and trained by Deb Shrake of Loudonville, Ohio, Jeff Felt, the pilot. The 4 is Quickly Took Over, owned by Elizabeth Brandon, Logan, Ohio, trained and driven by Dave Myers. The 5 is Dr. Casey Curry, owned by Bill Ferris of Jamestown, Ohio, trained by Travis Redden with Bob Harper. The 6 is Vision and Verse, owned, trained, and driven by Willard Miller of Jamestown, Ohio. The 7, Cobra Sabra, owned by Gary Adams of Circleville, Ohio, trained by Jerry Kuchbach with a K-Man, Kane Kaufman. The 8, Lots of Credit, owned by American Trotting Stable, Coral Springs, Florida, trained by Bob Longo with Brett Miller. And for the outside of the 9, Super Bandit, owned by Jerry Folk and Connie Armstrong, both at Delaware, Ohio, trained by Jerry Folk, Chip Noble, and the Sulky. That's the field for the 5th race, Zigzag. Gate swings out of the back stretch, and there they go. This field is in motion. Being sent on their way. They're all fan trotting from the middle of the track. There goes the 5, Dr. Casey Curry, driving up right alongside. That is Vision and Verse. From the inside, coming away in 3rd, that is Pure Cadillac. At the pylons in 4th, Try Flying By. 5th from the rail, that is ZZ's Flight. 6th along the inside after a gap of 2, that is Quickly Took Over. Followed in 7th by Cobra Sabra. 8th, there is Lots of Credit. Backed off the wings of the starting gate in 9th, that is Super Bandit. As they step around the first turn and over to the opening quarter, being led by Dr. Casey Curry, who's giving the cold shoulder to Vision and Verse. The opening quarter came and went in 28 and 2/5. Off stride there went the 2, Try Flying By. As they trot by us for the first time and head on down to the half, that's Dr. Casey Curry, leading it here by a head. To the outside of Vision and Verse, hung the mile the outside in 2 as they step around the clubhouse turn. Inside in 3rd, that is Pure Cadillac, watching over these dueling leaders there. 4th is ZZ's Flight, followed there by 5th and Quickly Took Over. 6th and tipped off the pylons there. That is Cobra Sabra, followed in 7th to the cover flow there. Lots of Credit. 8th along the inside, Super Bandit, and 9th and trailing the field. That's Try Flying By. They're halfway home, 57 and 2/5. Off the turn and driving down the backside. Heads are pointed towards 3/4 and Dr. Casey Curry, with less than 3/8 of a mile to travel, continues to lead a tier. Into the inside, Pure Cadillac is giving chase in second, sent up 3 wide of the outside. That's Cobra Sabra, and following that move is Lots of Credit as they race towards the 3/4 mile mark of the race, and Dr. Casey Curry is going to trip the 3/4 mile beam in 1:27 and 4/5. They'll trot the final turn and head for home, and Dr. Casey Curry by a commanding lead of 5. To the outside in second, Cobra Sabra is coming on and sent up 3 wide of the outside. Here comes Lots of Credit to the top of Power Alley. Less than 1/8 of a mile to go, and down the stretch they come in the Miller Lite. Long shot of the night, Dr. Casey Curry within the final 16th is going to take this field coast to coast. Dr. Casey Curry well in hand and well in command. Cobra Sabra to go second. Off stride at the wire there in 3rd was Lots of Credit. The time of the mile, 1:57 and 4/5. Dr. Casey Curry in a new lifetime mark. Well, trackside of the winner's circle. Here's my Miller Lite long shot of the night. The 5, Dr. Casey Curry, scoring here in a new lifetime mark of 1:57 and 4/5. Gate to wire. For the 6th win in 2004, the 5, Dr. Casey Curry is a 7-year-old brown gelding by Dr. Zora, but of an Ombro Solar Mare, Solar Lake, owned by Bill Ferris of Jamestown, Ohio, trained by Travis Redden, nicely handled here this evening by winning driver Bob Harper. That's back-to-back wins for Harp, giving him a driving double. It's even. Now this time, let's kick it down to the winner's circle. This time in the winner's circle. 6th race, fillies and mares claiming handicap pacers are stepping onto the track. A pace of 1 mile, purse of $5,000. Exact trifecta wagering a field of 8. The 1 is Wild Night of the Town, owned by Dan Ader, Fawcett, and Brummel. They're of Ohio and New Jersey, trained by Dan Ader, Cow Ader, the pilot. The 2, Rosie's Dream, owned by Chad Davenport of Walbridge, Ohio, trained and driven by Don Sensabox. The 3, Here Puppy, owned and trained by Victor Gray II of South Lebanon, Ohio. Jeff Ace Nightonger, the driver. The 4, Dorothy Dana, owned by Richard Elwood of Lancaster, Ohio, trained by Rick Hartman with Jack Daly. The 5 is CC Ashley Dash, owned by Pamela Davis of Lebanon, Ohio, trained by Brandon Piggott with Brett Miller. The 6 is OK, owned by Mr. Jerry Harding of Grove City, Ohio, trained by Randy Lee Owens with Jeff Fount. The 7, Winning Connection, owned and trained by Chuck Grubbs of Grove City, Ohio, Bob Harper. In the 8, Sweet Misty, owned and trained by John Nelson, parent 11 in Ohio, J.D. Perrin, and her sulky. That's the field for the 6th race. Fillies and Mares claim. And they're getting set for a start. Well, this field is in motion. Being sent on their way. They're all fan pacing and firing away from the inside. There goes Rosie's Dream driving up in the middle. Dana's looking to cross over to the lead tier. Away in third from the rail. That's Wild Night of the Town. A gap of 2 in fourth. Here Puppy. Angle to the pylons in 5. CC Ashley Dash. Followed in sixth by OK. Seventh there along the inside. That's Winning Connection. And eighth then trailing the field. Sweet Misty. In single file formation as they step around the first turn and over to the opening quarter, being led up top by Dana and Jack Daly on the point tier. Rosie's Dream to the garden spot is racing into the opening quarter, came and went in 28 3/5. Wild Night of the Town is watching over the top pair from third. Fourth on the inside, Here Puppy. Fifth on the inside, CC Ashley Dash. Sixth there, that's OK. Seventh there, there's Winning Connection. And eighth then showing the field, Sweet Misty, as they step underneath the wire for the first time and roll into the clubhouse turn. Up top, Dana on the point here, leading it by a length and a half. To the inside, Rosie's Dream is right there, stalking at that garden spot, racing into Wild Night of the Town, stays in from third. Sent first over the outside, racing in fourth, CC Ashley Dash. They're halfway home, 58 1/5. And along the inside, racing in fifth, Here Puppy. Second over the outside, racing in sixth, that's OK. Seventh there to the outside, and third over now, that's Winning Connection. And eighth then trailing the field, Sweet Misty, stepping towards 3/4 and on top. Dana with a lead here. To the inside, Rosie's Dream is still right there in two. First up on the outside, CC Ashley Dash continues to close at the leader's wheel disc. Now in second, 3/4 and 1:27 2/5. The tempo's been picked up top. Dana under a crack of the whip to the outside. CC Ashley Dash is still there, and CC Ashley Dash has made the untimeliest of breaks and has jumped it off stride to the top of Power Alley. Less than an eighth of a mile to go, and down the stretch they come, and Dana with a lead here. And to the outside, Rosie's Dream, the pocket rocket is coming at her and coming on along with OK. Here Puppy outside, Winning Connection at the wire. Dana in front. Very close there for second. 4 mares across the track. The time of the mile, 1:56 and 3/5. Dana, a 5-year-old bay mare by Village Connection out of a 9-liter mare. Early Curfew, owned by Richard Elwood of Lancaster, Ohio, trained by Rick Hartman. Nicely handled here, 8 to wire by Jack Daly. The 4, Dana, home a winner here, returning $8.40, $4 $3.60. Second, the 7, Winning Connection, $5.20, $3.40. Third of the 2, Rosie's Dream, $5.20. The 4-7 Exact is worth $30.60. The 4-7-2 Try is worth $217.20. Pick 3, 3 of 3, 8, 5, and 4, $445.60. Said $2,700 exact trifecta wagering. Field of 9, no changes. The 1 is Midway Dottie, owned and trained by John Bussey of Thornville, Ohio. J.D. Perrin is up. The 2 is Bibione, owned in partnership by Michael Graney and Noel Graney of Ohio and New Mexico, trained and driven by Billy Walters. The 3, it's Decision Time, owned in partnership by Alt, Baldwin, and Stallnaker. They're all of Ohio, trained by Russ Baldwin and Brett Miller. The 4 is Barbara Noble Lady, owned by Barbara Kreitzer of West Alexandria, Ohio, trained by Ira Kreitzer with Chip Noble. The 5, Jurassic Jogger, owned and trained by Glenn Teague, 11 in Ohio, Jeff Ace Neisonger. The 6, Jubilee Chorus, owned by Patricia Tatum of Columbus, Ohio, trained by John Tatum, Kyle Ader. The 7, Nassau Loop, owned by the White Creek Stable Incorporated at Dublin, Ohio, trained and driven by Dean Collins. The 8, Hosanna's Charm, owned by Therese Harper in Louisville, Kentucky, trained and driven by Bob Harper. Into the outside of the 9, Nanny's Magic Star, owned by Melby Ober Sr. Cable, Ohio, trained by Happy Birthday and Hildebrand, Dave Setzer, Ian Hersulke. That's moving in behind the gate. Field of 9, moving up and moving in. The gate makes that patented swing into the back stretch, and there they go. This field is in motion. They're all fan pacing and a very nice start here and flashing early speed from the inside. There goes It's Decision Time. Driving up in the middle of the track, Barbara Noble Lady from the rail there. Midway Dottie swung up there 3 wide to join the fray. Nanny's Magic Star is on the go. Away in fourth, Midway Dottie. Next in line in fifth, BB One. He's taken back there. Racing in sixth, that is Jurassic Jogger. Angle of the Pylons in seventh, that is Jubilee Course. Followed in eighth by Nassau Loop. And ninth and trailing Hosanna's Charm. They reach the opening quarter in a spirited quick 27 and 2/5 on by the stands for the first time and heading on down to the half and out top here. Leading the way, Nanny's Magic Star. Leading the way by length and a half. To the inside, Barbara Noble Lady is giving chase in second to that Garden Spot. A gap of 4 in third. It's Decision Time. Followed closely in fourth by Midway Dottie. Tipping to the outside first up in fifth. That is BB One. Second over the outside. Perfectly placed there. Racing in sixth. That is Jurassic Joker. 7 to the inside as they race by the half. They're halfway home. 55 and 4/5 off the turn and driving down the backside. Torrid Fractions up top. Nanny's Magic Star with a lead. And to the inside, Barbara Noble Lady is still drafting in there in two. Catching up, racing third. It's Decision Time at her tippy taps of the whip and angled off the pylons there. Up the inside in fourth, that's Midway Dottie. Second over the outside in fifth now, BB One. Third over in sixth, Jurassic Jogger. Seventh, that is Jubilee Chorus. Eighth to the outside, Nassau Loop. And ninth and trailing in between them there. That's Hosanna's Charm. They went 3/4 and 1:26 and 2/5, and just like that, It's Decision Time blew right on by and opened up quickly by 4 to the top of Power Alley. Less than an eighth of a mile to pace, and they're on their way home, driving through the lane, and It's Decision Time out there winging on the lead by 4.5, 5, and looking for more. She draws within the final 16th. It's Decision Time going away. Finishing second, the 5, Jurassic Jogger. Third of the 2, BB One. The time of the mile, 1:55 and 2/5. It's Decision Time. So the 3, It's Decision Time, returning $22.80, $10 4.40. Second, the 5, Jurassic Jogger, $21, $8.60. Third of the 2, BB One, $3 even. 3-5 Exact is worth $254.20, while the 3-5-2 Try is worth $753.80. Trackside of the winner's circle, the official winner of the 7th range, timed at 1:55 and 2/5. For the 3rd win in 2004, it's the 3, It's Decision Time. A 4-year-old bay mare by world champion Stand Forever out of a silent majority mare. Director's Decision, owned by Alt, Baldwin and Stallmaker. They're all in the Buckeye State, trained by Russ Baldwin. Nicely handled here this evening by winning driver Brett Miller. Stepping out of the paddock for this evening's 8th race, fillies and mares, condition pays at 1 mile purse at $2,200. Exactas and Tries down to a field of 8. Scratch the 9, Love Thy Neighbor Sick. Here are the parading pacers. The 1 is Cincy Chai Lizzie, owned by Thomas Price of Cincinnati, Ohio, trained and driven by Jack Daly. Well, the 2 is Ms. Oak, owned and trained by John Nelson, parent in Lebanon, Ohio, with Sandy Beatty, the driver. The 3 is Heaven Can Jate, owned by the Elman Bread Stables Incorporated, Mount Sterling, Ohio, trained by Mitchell Nault with Dave Myers. The 4 is Forever Beautiful, owned and trained by Clyde Woodrow of South Charleston, Ohio, Cowader. The 5, Little Star, owned by Gregory Hartsook in Lebanon, Ohio, trained by Randy Lee Owens, Chip Noble. The 6, Dominique D, owned by Sarah Jane Hatcher of Marysville, Ohio, trained by Dave Yoder, Ace Nicehonger. The 7, Samantha Sharp, owned by Carolyn Cooper of Sabina, Ohio, trained by David Cooper with the Hitman, Brett Miller. The 8, Boy Chaser, owned by Pete Van Kuren of Glen Rock, New Jersey, trained by Timmy Rucker with Adam Rucker and her sulky. That's the field for the 8th race. Scratch the 9, Love Thy. Down to a field of 8 with a scratch of the 9, Love Thy Neighbor Sick. The gate swings into the back stretch, and they're in the hands of the starter, Andy Albert. Field in motion. They're all fan pacing and storming away from the outside. There goes Dominique D getting the first call and crossing over the pylons there from the rail. Cincy Chai Lizzie. Outside in third, Boy Chaser. Inside in fourth, that is Ms. Oak. The pylons in fifth, that is Heaven Can Jate. Angle to the pylons in sixth, that is Forever Beautiful. Followed in seventh by Little Star, and eighth and trailing the field, Samantha Sharp. As they wheel around the first turn and over to the opening quarter and up on the outside tier, Boy Chaser and Adam Rucker to the point here. Inside in second, Dominique Dominique D. The opening quarter came and went in 29 1/5. Marching on by the stands for the first time and heading on down to the half. And up on the outside, Boy Chaser to take the lead here. Dominique D is yielding for that garden spot, racing into out pops Cincy Chai Lizzie. First over the outside in third. Fourth there, that is Ms. Oak. Followed in fifth by Heaven Can Jade. Sixth is Forever Beautiful, followed by the two trailers here of Little Star and Samantha Sharp. Around the clubhouse turn, they go in front of the paddock and on over to the half. And they reach the half here in 58 seconds flat. Off the turn and driving down the backside. Fillies and mares' heads are pointed towards 3/4 and a noon leader. Cincy Chai Lizzie with a lead here. Boy Chaser in second. Along the rail, racing in third, that's Dominique D. Fourth to the inside, Ms. Oak. Followed in fifth by Heaven Can Jade. Outside in sixth, Little Star. Seventh, that is Forever Beautiful. And eighth, then trailing Samantha Sharp as they wheel towards the 3/4 mile mark of the race. Cincy Chai Lizzie getting whip taps here. Up on the outside, Boy Chaser is angled off the pylons. Up the inside went Dominique D. 3/4 and 128 1/5. They'll pace the final turn and head for home. Cincy Chai Lizzie with the lead. Boy Chaser to the outside, swung 3 high. Here comes Little Star and desperately looking for racing room. Dominique D to the top of Power Alley. Less than an eighth of a mile to go. And down the stretch they come to the outside. Little Star with the lead. Up the inside, Dominique D is coming at her and coming on. As they come to the wire, Dominique D, Little Star, these two hit the wire together. Noses apart there. Input them, can't split them. Photo for a win, 158 4. Trackside of the winner's circle, the official winner of the 8th race, timed at 158 4/5 for the first victory in 2004. Here's the 5, Little Star, a 5-year-old bay mare by Cam's Magic Trick out of a jockey Hanover mare, Twinkle Twinkle, owned by Gregory Hartsook of Lebanon, Ohio, trained by Randy Lee Owens, nicely handled here this evening by winning driver Chip Noble. The 5, Little Star, 158 4.
Ladies and mares leaving the paddock for the 9th race of condition pace exacta trifecta wagering. Presenting the field, the 1, A Place to Kiss, owned by Jan Calvert, trained by George Anthrop, Kane Kaufman. The 2, Endures Forever, owned by Pamela Yoder, trained by Dave Yoder, Jeff Neissanger. 3, Believe This, owned by Rose Adams, trained by John Ingram, Chip Noble. The 4, Earn a Blessing, owned by Lowell Prickett, trained by Tom Prickett, Kyle Lader. The 5, Towner's Sally, owned by Gilmore Rogers Batch, trained by Rick Heitman. He also drives. The 6, Pacific Rhapsody, owned by Donna Robinson, trained by Delvin Criswell, Brett Miller. 7, Valkyrie's Magic, owned by Michael Colvin, trained by John Ackley. The driver, Ryan Stahl. The 8, Moonlight Glitz, owned by Belinda Upchurch, trained by Dan Conkright, Dave Myers. The 9, Hollandaise Hanover, owned by Jack Scherer, trained by Mike Metters. Note the driver changed to Bob Harper. Rounding out the field, the 10, Real Rose, owned and trained by Troy Brown, Sandy Beatty. That's the field for the 9th race.
There they go. Field in motion. Bang, sent on their way. They're all fan pacing and driving away from the outside. There goes Valkyrie's Magic driving through from the pole. There's A Place to Kiss. Away in third, Endures Forever. Angle to the pylons in fourth. That is Earn a Blessing. Fifth on the outside of there, Moonlight Glitch just ahead of there in sixth. Believe This. Seventh and caught to the outside, Hollandaise Hanover. Eighth along the rail from the second tier, Real Rose, followed by the 2 trailers here of Towner's Sally and Pacific Rhapsody. Can see them all as they step around the first turn. They reach the initial quarter in 28 1/5 and on by the stands for the first time and racing on over to the half and up top, Valkyrie's Magic and Ryan Stahl leading the way here by a length and a quarter to the inside. A Place to Kiss is racing into Endures Forever is racing in third there and is flushed first over the outside of there by the 8. Moonlight Glitz, who's second over the outside in fourth. Fifth and pinned to the pylons. Erna Blessing around the clubhouse turn. They go in front of the paddock and marching on over to the half. Down along the inside, racing in sixth there as they step off the half. Sixth on the inside is Belief This. They're halfway home, 57 and 4/5. Off the turn and driving down the backside. Fillies and Mares heads are pointed towards 3/4 from the inside. Valkyrie's Magic. To the outside, Endures Forever. These two on even terms, sparring towards 3/4, and Endures Forever is now clearing to the frontier. Valkyrie's Magic is trying to go with her. Left first over the outside in third. Moonlight Glitz pendant at the pylons with nowhere to go, a place to kiss. Second over the outside in fifth. Real Rose, who is lurking in the weeds there and looming the danger very boldly. 3/4 and 128 flat. They'll pace the final turn and head for home, and Endures Forever. And Ace Nicehonger is all over this one. To the outside in two. Real Rose is coming at her and coming on as they turn to the top of Power Alley. Less than an eighth of a mile to pace, and they're on their way home. Driving through the stretch, Endures Forever. Real Rose looked her in the eye and is going right on by. Real Rose is opening up within the final 16th here. Real Rose in front. Endures Forever to go second. Pacific Rhapsody gets up for third at the time of the mile, 1:57 and 4/5. Real Rose scoring the second win in her career in just 7 tries, timed at 1:57 and 4 this time. Here's the 10, Real Rose, a 2-year-old Bay filly by Shady Character and of an Albatross mare, Keystone Rosebud, owned and trained by Troy Brown of Springfield, Ohio. Nicely handled here this evening by winning driver Hugh Sandy Beatty. With the 10, Real Rose, 1:57 and 4, scores her second victory of her career.
Sixth, presenting the field, the 1 Breathing Room, owned by Russo and Brown, trained by Steven Rosenbaum. The driver, Kyle Ader, claiming price should read $5,100. The 2, Forever and Never Amen, owned by Lois Stovall, trained by Doug Stovall, Jack Daly. 3, Jazz Hop, owned by the Live Your Dream Stables, trained by John Robinson, Adam Rucker. The 4, Noble Julie, owned and trained by George Anthrop, Jim Daly, claiming price should read $4,350. 5, My Lady's Pocket, owned by Patricia Tatham, trained by John Tatham, Dean Collins. The 6, Power Pinch, owned by Teresa Harper, trained by Bob Harper, the driver Bob Harper. The 7, Jasper Willow, owned by John Perrin, trained by John Perrin, J.D. Perrin. Scratch the 8, Snitch Cat Sick. The 9, Sharp Trap Shooter, owned by Doug Meyer, trained by Jim Arledge, Kane Kaufman. Rounding out the field at the 10, Princess Ballet, owned by David Rahal, trained by Virgil Morgan Jr., the driver, Brett Miller. That's the field for the 10th race. Scratch the 8, Snitch Cat Sick, claiming price on the 1 Breathing.
Field in motion. They're all fan pacing and firing away mid-track. There goes My Lady's Pocket getting the first call there over the outside. Sharp Trap Shooter was up on the bit, so the K-Man has rolled this one out for command. Away in third, that's Forever and Ever Amen. From the rail in fourth, that is Breathing Room. Angle to the pylons in 5. That is Noble Julie, just ahead of there in 6th. Power Pinch, followed in 7th by Jazz Hop. 8th from the second tier, Princess Ballet. And 9th and trailing the field, Jasper Willow around the first turn and over to the opening quarter. The opening quarter comes and goes in 28 and 4/5. On by the stands for the first time and heading on down to the half. Sharp Trap Shooter up top here, leading the way. Up on the outside, Forever and Ever Amen is trying to brush herself to the frontier as they roll under the wire with less than 5/8 of a mile to travel. And from the inside, Sharp Trap Shooter, Forever and Ever Amen. These two tussle into the clubhouse turn. In there, racing in third and watching over these dueling leaders, that's My Lady's Pocket. Outside, poised in fourth and second over there. That is Noble Julie. They reach the half, 57 127 and 4/5. Off the turn and driving down the backside. Heads are pointed towards 3/4, being led up top here from the inside by Sharp Trap Shooter to the outside. Forever and Ever Amen, and swung up 3 wide and rolling now. Here's Noble Julie, and Noble Julie is 3 wide and rolling on by. To the inside, Sharp Trap Shooters racing in 2, sent up 3 wide. Power Pinch is closing in, locked in at the rail, and now finding clearance. That's My Lady's Pocket as they race by 3/4 and 128 and 1/5. They'll pace the final turn and head for home, and Noble Julie your leader by 2. To the inside, Power Pinch is closing in with every single stride, along with My Lady's Pocket in 3rd. To the top of Power Alley, less than an eighth of a mile to pace, and down the stretch they come, and on top of the field, Noble Julie with the lead, angled off the pylons. Here's Power Pinch coming at her and coming on. 3 wide on the outside. My Lady's Pocket is charging hard as they come to the wire. Noble Julie, Power Pinch, My Lady's Pocket gets up in the nick of time. Very close there for a second. May have been the 6, Power Pinch over the 4. Noble Julie, the time of the mile, 158 and 4/5. My Lady's Pocket. Photo for a win. It's official, 5-4-6 official. The 5, My Lady's Pocket, 46.60, 29.60, 24.20. Second, the 4, Noble Julie, $5.60, $3. Third of the 6, Power Pinch, returning $4.80. The 5-4 Exacta, 158.
Trifecta Wagering Superfecta Finale. Presenting the field, the 1 Special Connection owned by Dana Taylor. He does the draining. Jeff out. The 2 Max's Noble Lady owned by Jim Chaliff, trained by Jim Daly. Jack Daly drives. The 3 Graceful Interlude owned by Charles F. and Charles D. Schrader, trained by Mickey Burke, Brett Miller. The 4 Sparkling Sabra owned by George Irvin, the trainer Dan Weissman, the driver Ryan Stahl. The 5 Sweet Steel Gray owned by John Perrin and Deborah Bowles, trained by John Perrin, JD Perrin. The 6 Smokin' Pistol owned by Iris Horowitz, trained by Tim Rucker, Adam Rucker. 7 Roman Sweet Mary, Blessy James Cyrus and Josh Cochran. Josh Cochran, the trainer, the driver, Jeff Nysonger. The 8 Pete's Dream, owned by Dennis Landrum Racing Stable. Dennis Landrum, the trainer, the driver, Kane Kaufman. Scratch the 9, Good Time Ali Sick. Rounding out the field, the 10 Tis Now, owned by Kathleen Borchers, trained by John Arrowwood, Bob Harper.
The Superfecta Finale, one more night of live harness racing in 2004. Tomorrow night here at Scioto Downs, first race post time for the first of 11 tomorrow night as we send the 2004 live season out, 7:30. They're all fan pacing of the 11th and final race here at Scioto Downs, and swung up 3 wide on the outside. Roman Sweet Mary is driving out for the lead. Middle of the track, Sparkling Sabra away in 2. From the rail, Special Connection is in 3rd. Inside racing in 4, that's Max's Noble Lady. Outside looking to be angled to the pylons, racing in 5th, and doing so now Smokin' Pistol. Just ahead of there in 6th, Graceful Interlude, the heavy favorite tier. 7th from the second tier, Tis Now, followed in 8th by Sweet Steel Gray, and 9th in trailing the field, but swung to the outside of Pete's Dream. The opening quarter came and went in 28 and 2/5, and Roman Sweet Mary and Ace up top here, leading it by a length and a quarter. To the inside, racing in 2, Sparkling Sabra under a big hold from Ryan Stahl is racing second. Along the inside, Special Connection in 3rd, Flush first over on the outside in 4th, and gaining ground, Smokin' Pistol, flushing that cover, second over the outside in 5, Graceful Interlude, as they step around the clubhouse turn in front of the paddock and on over to the half. Up top here, leading the way, Roman Sweet Mary, but right alongside now, that's Smokin' Pistol. These 2 on even terms through a half in 58 and 1/5. Off the turn and driving down the backside. Heads are pointed towards 3/4 from the inside. Roman Sweet Mary with a lead tier by a nose. And to the outside, Smokin' Pistol still applying heavy pressure to the outside in 2nd. Along the inside, Sparkling Sabra is watching over these doing leaders in 3rd. Perfectly placed and looming the danger very boldly. 2nd over the outside in 4th. That is Graceful Interlude, who has swung 3 wide and coming now 3/4 and 127 and 4. 4/5. They'll pace the final turn and head for home, and Roman Sweet Mary has been there every step of the way. To the outside, Graceful Interlude is now bearing down him too and rolling from way back. Here comes Max's Noble Lady, the top of Power Alley. Less than an eighth of a mile to go, and down the stretch they come, and Graceful Interlude struck the front. To the inside, Roman Sweet Mary is trying to battle back up the rail. Special Connection outside and fourth. Sparkling Sabra at the wire. Graceful Interlude finishing second, the 7 Roman Sweet Mary. It was closed for third there with the 4 Sparkling Sabra, the 1 Special Connection. The time of the mile, 1:57 flat. Graceful Interlude. So official, 3-7-4-1 official. The 3 Graceful Interlude returning $3, $2.60, $2.40. Second, the 7 Roman Sweet Mary returning $9, $4.40. Third of the 4 Sparkling Sabra, $3.40. Fourth, the 1 Special Connection. The exact 3